My beloved child, I implore you to pause for a moment and allow this message to penetrate your heart. I'm not sending this to scare you. Instead, I'm sending it to protect you. This is not just a coincidence. This isn't a fantasy. I have been attempting to communicate with you about this matter. Unfortunately, you were too preoccupied, distracted, or bereaved to notice the warning signs. Archangel Michael has waited 2 hours to have a direct conversation with you. He's been watching and waiting, his pulse racing, unable to postpone the statement he's about to deliver. Pay close attention. This is not a prank. Someone hired a private investigator who was apprehended for engaging in an activity related to you. Yes, you. An individual exchanged cash. An individual provided clear instructions. Someone has been silently watching you from the shadows. Furthermore, this is not a discussion about criminal activity. It deals with secrets, intrigue, and a desire to learn more. There were aspects of your life about which this person had always been curious but was too afraid to ask. Nonetheless, you have gone about your life without realizing that you are being watched by eyes that do not blink. An individual observed your smile but was unable to extract the desired outcome. As a result, they dispatched someone to investigate your situation. The goal was to keep the truth from being revealed. However, I, the Lord your God, will reveal the concealed matters at the appropriate time. It's now time. It will appear that you are in a motion picture. However, I can assure you that this is accurate. This is not enjoyable. Even the heavens were taken aback by the mystery you are currently facing. My offspring, the individual apprehended, was skilled at navigating the spiritual realm. He was a person who declined my request once. He had previously used his abilities to identify people who were in distress. However, after discovering your existence, he underwent a transformation. A fracture was present. He observed virtue. He heard the supplication. He noticed ancient wounds that you had never mentioned to anyone else. Furthermore, rather than telling anyone about his discovery, he felt bad about it. He resigned his position. Then he approached us. He ascended into paradise. Archangel Michael intervened at that precise moment. For the past 2 hours, Archangel Michael has been trying to communicate with your spirit through whispers. It was his responsibility to give you a warning. However, your heart is surrounded by a fortification made from the remnants of previous criminal activities. However, if you read this message carefully, that wall will be demolished. Not because it is being torn, but because the truth has been exposed. A message of affection. Immediately stop. Before proceeding, allow your spirit to exhale. If you're watching this on video, click the subscribe button so you don't miss the next important message from me or Archangel Michael. These communications do not include any narratives. Adhering to these procedures will result in your next major breakthrough, serenity, and destiny. When you click the subscribe button, you're not just following a channel. It is the process of realigning your life with prophetic principles. Subscribing draws you into the current of what the heavens are releasing. Allow no other distractions to prevent you from following God's plans for you. It asserts that I am ready to receive any divine directive. I am committing to my prophetic timeline. Click subscribe now to prepare for the next message the deity intends to send. Furthermore, the next alert is imminent, so it is critical to activate the alarm. A message of affection. I'll now proceed. Nobody hired the investigator with the intention of causing you harm. Not at first. Interest served as the catalyst for the entire process. Love was the beginning, Initially, I was perplexed as to why you abruptly stopped communicating, fluctuated in energy, and then vanished. They were unable to inquire, so they took actions that benefited their own well-being over yours. However, they are currently terrified. They recognize that they have crossed a spiritual line, and as a result, they are aware that heaven is watching them. Hearing this may make you feel deceived. But I need you to recall something. It is secure for you. Not only physical, but also emotional, spiritual, and energetic. That's why the investigator told the truth. Consequently, Archangel Michael intervened. This is why it is currently under discussion. You are protected by light, and no weapon designed against you will be effective. I'd like you to take a simple step that will bring God's favor into your life as you feel the covering settle over your spirit. Click the like icon in the video. A declaration, not just an icon. Pressing the like button is a simple act of faith that opens spiritual portals. You're informing heaven that I've received this garment. I'm grateful for this safeguard. I am ready to receive favor. As a result, proceed to click the button immediately. You will start to sense God's favor in your life. It is impossible that you were operating without sight. You've been dispersing under my protection. My presence did not resonate with you. You thought I was rather reserved, and your nights were filled with unanswered prayers and tears. However, I was preparing the truth to emerge in a similar way. Someone is about to make a statement. They will accept responsibility for their actions. However, there is no reason for concern. They're not enraged. Shame is with them. They assumed you had left for good. They also made a decision that is still in effect as a result of their desperation. Please keep in mind that each seed you plant in this mission will grow into a torch that shines light into another's darkness. Your actions contribute to a divine mission to save lost souls. Heaven advances through the voices of those who are willing, but it grows through the goodness of their souls. I'm currently addressing you in this manner. Each gift you give is like a stream of living water that seeps into the life of someone who needs healing. The verse, "Give and it will be given to you," does not only apply to Jesus. It is an ongoing commitment that affects your future. I'd like to extend an invitation to you at this time through a simple act of faith. Approach this situation with a sense of purpose, honesty, and optimism. The amount you contribute today is not a donation. Your heavens are opened through the act of spiritual obedience. Relinquish your seed and see what blessings God brings into your life. A word of prophecy for both them and yourself. The Bible says that if you give, you will receive. As you share this message with another person, God sends breakthroughs into your own network. Share this message with another person and see how he strengthens the anointing in your life while blessing them through you. Simply click the share icon to send this to a loved one. Sending a video to someone is not the same as giving a prophetic message. You are releasing the anointing on their lives, amplifying the magnitude of your own breakthrough. The Bible says that if you give, you will receive. Your name is being whispered in rooms of opportunity. Share this immediately and watch how God uses it to facilitate a breakthrough in your own circumstances while also benefiting another person. You are entering doors that you have not yet passed through. Hearts are ready to receive you. Your concealed self is not permitted in this location, as I, the Lord your God, am making room for you. Not the person who's squished down to fit in, but the true you, the one I created, is the one who hears what heaven has to say, and not only receives, but also becomes one. This is your opportunity. The person who previously observed you in covert will now watch you ascend in public. Your divine promotion will now be visible to the person who had reservations about you. You, who are beautiful, brave, and chosen, will be able to walk forward with peace because you will finally understand. You will be secure at all times. So, I will protect you at all times. A message of affection. Finally, if you found this message helpful, please consider subscribing or following. These aren't just messages. These are divine alignments and confirmations. One more element could serve as the foundation for your next significant achievement. Depress the chimes. Do not overlook the following love letter from heaven. Secure this message. It's been completed. Archangel Michael sees this. I agree with you. I encourage you to embark on a journey into your new life. I will see you at that location. Now, child, allow me to tenderly guide you through the final section of this message, which contains additional information. The truth calms your emotions and spirit. Yes, there is still more to say in paradise. This message was not intended solely as a warning. The private investigator and the person who hired him were not the only people affected. This not only awoke you to your true identity, but it also awoke others, as you had been misled about your power for a long time. Your light has been dimmed throughout your life to accommodate spaces that were not designed for you. Your tone has been lowered to reduce background noise. You tolerated the pain because you thought it was a sign of affection. You have kept a low profile in order to avoid alienating people. However, as a child, you became absorbed in the silence. I am currently bringing you back into harmony with your divine nature. You were not meant to be diminutive. Your very existence was meant to dispel the darkness. Your smile is distinct. It improves. You are not a passive presence. It is sacred. Even though they thought they were far away, that individual could sense it. They were unable to eliminate that attraction and explain the phenomenon. They were unable to leave because their spirits could hear something ancient via your energy. You have the frequency of paradise. They were intrigued. They did, in fact, violate the boundaries. They were unable to discover any information or secrets. Divinity was disguised as vulnerability. It was the way you valued others, even after they had harmed you. Despite your pain, you continued to help others. The way you maintained your resolve in the face of numerous challenges was impressive. That is what they witnessed. That made them tremble. This is what distinguishes you. I am aware that you have been thinking, Lord, what should I do next? So we should talk tomorrow. What are the next steps? I'll inform you. Instead of wrath or pride, you move forward with confidence and tranquility. This is the peace that comes from knowing that God is observing, directing, and selecting you. It is unnecessary to seek retribution. So, you do not have to provide any evidence. Your success, healing, contentment, and quiet ascent will be more important than the information they attempted to gather. However, I do require one item from you. Avoid suppressing your emotions. I understand that you are eager to participate. I'm aware that it improves your mood. However, it is not recommended to build new barriers simply because someone attempted to cross the existing ones. I will ensure your safety. Archangel Michael should be your weapon. Utilize the truth to protect your interests. Additionally, it is critical that you remain alert at this time, child. The person who initiated the process is undergoing a transformation. They believed they were simply gaining a better understanding of you. They had no idea they were entering a divine trap designed to redirect them rather than harm them. Because this is more than just a favor from me to you. I am using it to establish their guilt. Your very existence is currently conveying a message. Someone who was skeptical of this type of affection until they witnessed it in you. A spiritual awakening, a mirror, and a lesson. In this way, your existence is extremely robust. This is why the adversary attempts to divert your attention, instill feelings of insecurity, fatigue, and fear, make you doubt your instincts, and stall your progression to the next level. However, it is too late at this stage. You have seen an excessive amount. You have received an excessive amount of information. You are currently conscious. It is impossible to fall back asleep after waking up. Not in any spiritual or emotional sense. This is not a prognostic, because you are already aligned with divine movement. Every delay was exquisite. Each no you wept over was meant to serve as a safeguard. Each moment of silence you disliked served as a practice exercise. This peculiar, emotional, and enigmatic message serves as confirmation at this time. There's evidence that you're not insane. Confirmation of your beliefs. I want you to know that I have always been by your side. This has been concluded. Look at yourself in a mirror, a window, or your phone screen and say, I am not who they claimed. I am not the object of their search. I am the person God has called me to be. I've been selected. I am safe. I'm currently unoccupied. I will rise without fear. Heaven stops moving as you say this. Feel the energy shift around you. When you speak those words over your life, I want you to make a declaration that will bind them. Leave a comment below with the phrase, I will rise without fear. Please do not write this as a wish, but rather as a directive for your future. When you write those words, you're not just expressing your opinion, you're issuing a directive. You are informing every concealed observer, covert investigator, and voice of humiliation that your concealment and diminution have come to an end. Compose it right away and let heaven hear your courage. Archangel Michael will now place his hand on your shoulder to let you know that the message has been transmitted. The truth has been revealed. The protection is now secure for use. Also, the next chapter of your story has already begun. A message of affection. Also, if this message resonates with you, take action. To subscribe, simply click the designated icon. Do not overlook any additional words that heaven wishes to convey to you. Given that this is not the end, a significant event is approaching. Now, a message is currently being prepared. Maintain your proximity. Continue to listen. Prepare yourself. Heaven is preparing something unique for you. To obtain it, you must maintain a connection. If you haven't already, now is the time to subscribe. That concludes the matter. The prophetic promise has been permanently etched into your being. I will not overlook the plans that God has for me. I am ready to fulfill my obligation. It indicates that it is spiritual. Click the subscribe button immediately. Deactivate the alarm. In addition, make sure you're connected to everything Paradise has in store for you. Heaven is about to present you with something. To obtain it, you must maintain a connection. If you haven't already, now is the time to subscribe. That concludes the matter. The prophetic promise has been permanently etched into your being. This term indicates that I am ready for the upcoming events. I will not pass up this opportunity. Please ensure that you connect with the release of what heaven is releasing by not letting this word go. It is now time to click subscribe and set the alarm. This will prepare you to receive everything God has for you. A message of affection. You're not alone. We've not forgotten about you. I can assure you that you are not being overlooked. You are on the verge of the season when things start to make sense. This was your opportunity. Your attentiveness makes me proud as your God. Please leave immediately. I will be by your side for the duration. Archangel Michael will also attend. I understand, youngsters. Please let me continue. The message has already been transmitted. However, your soul requires one final, gentle embrace from the divine. I am still embracing you at this time. I understand how difficult it has been to hold on to so many unanswered concerns. Interested in understanding the reasons for certain people's negative behavior toward you? Why were they unable to be honest? What was the point of sending someone out to find something that you could have given them for free if they had been brave enough to ask? I feel isolated as the person who consistently perceives the truth. It is not a lie to be aware of events before they occur, such as when someone is secretly watching, judging, or even loving you. It is not an overwhelming amount for you to handle, because it was designed for discernment. Your spirit is very perceptive. This is how I chose to create you. Your ability to experience emotions is a blessing. What you are aware of, you maintain. It is not an unreasonable idea. A prophecy has occurred. Something about you was obvious even before you could articulate it. This is why I selected you to receive this message. It would not be understood by all people. However, you would do so because you were always aware of your own uniqueness. The person who observed you also noticed the distinction. They were concerned about what they didn't understand. They tried to calm their fears. Furthermore, they attempted to observe from a distance the situations that they were unable to change in order to gain knowledge without jeopardizing their safety. But this is not the case. It is impossible to maintain one's identity while looking into another's mind. When they allowed another person to access your energy, they opened a spiritual portal. Furthermore, they were unsuccessful in their efforts. They located me. They learned the truth. Love blossomed between them. They encountered purity. It made them tremble. The investigator was not expecting to have a spiritual awakening. He was, however, via you. That is the authority you have without being aware of it. You're currently receiving a reward, not amid thunderous applause and shouting. However, there is something far superior. Divine acceleration. The days ahead will be unlike any other. It is imperative that you regard them as holy and exceptional. Start your day with a strategy. Speak clearly. Be cautious, as your actions will now result in miracles at an accelerated rate. Things that used to take years to complete can now be completed in a few weeks. Previously secured doors can now be opened independently. You're in a state of divine flow. The person who started the spiritual chain reaction remains in place. However, they are currently observing in a unique way. It is no longer a question of control. It is not a matter of having an interest. It refers to being astounded. However, they are unsure how to express their emotions. That you are not a person they can rationalize, but rather someone they can admire for your humility. They are also experiencing a situation. This message is not intended solely for you, as you are aware. It refers to the factors that elicit responses from others. Your illumination compels people to confront their own darkness. Because of your purity, their hidden suffering is exposed. They remember what they missed because you are present. Like the honesty they've been avoiding, or the healing they need. Also, I need you to be aware of this, child. They were not capable of managing you. You do not have to bear their shame. Despite the fact that it is not your responsibility to address issues that they are not yet ready to face, you should continue to shine light. If you are in love with someone and they do not reciprocate your feelings in the way you had hoped, you must persevere in your ascent, as your experiences have prepared you for the moment when the truth is revealed. The moment in which the observer gains knowledge. The point at which your silence turns into a sermon and your calm into fortitude. It is unnecessary for you to converse with them. You are not required to write a message. You already know, so there is no need to repeat it. Present. Inhale deeply. Allow your life to speak while you accompany me. I am about to take an action in your story that cannot be ignored. Individuals who oppose you will claim that they are under the influence of God. You will no longer have to defend your value. You will not have to plead for attention. You will not have to demonstrate your innocence, beauty, or fate. I'll now complete that task on your behalf. This is my final whisper of the evening, which includes a love letter and a child. You have the right to hear every word that heaven sends next. Please subscribe and ring the bell to avoid missing any updates. This message has the power to keep your spirit together even when it is about to break apart, and it can make you feel heard in your deepest pain. This season, avoid walking alone. You are extremely valuable, important, and necessary. A message of affection. Additionally, Archangel Michael has not relocated. You can still see him standing close to you. He'll appear in your dreams tonight. He will look after your home, heart, and sleep. You may feel a warm sensation. You may experience a sense of calm that has not been felt in weeks. He is the person in question. That is how protection is provided. Heaven will remain with you, because this is not the end. This was just the beginning. Unstoppable is the title of the upcoming chapter. Rest now, my child, and know that you will no longer be under surveillance when you awaken. You are under surveillance. Amen. Yes, dear child, we are almost there. Nonetheless, I'd like to infuse your soul with an extra dose of truth. Not only am I blessing you with the work I am doing for you, it represents a fresh start. I'm not just performing a miracle for you. I'm going to change your perspective on yourself. You will notice an increase in strength and tranquility that is unaffected by external circumstances. There is a reason for your current presence. We should now pause and read the last section of this message. This chapter of your life is sealed by the words of heaven spoken over you tonight. Please be attentive, child. There is a reason for the enemy's intense opposition to you this year. There was a reason why things felt heavier, ominous, and less clear than usual. You were undergoing an internal transformation. Something sacred cannot be hidden any longer. The version of yourself that I created before the world tried to change you was the one you were entering. It was also noticed by the adversary. He noticed the resurgence of the light within your soul. He noticed that your prayers were becoming more effective. He observed that your heart would not freeze. He noticed that you were starting to look up again. He had a fearful reaction. Unfortunately, it is too late for him, a youngster. You have crossed the line. Your spirit has reached a point where faith outweighs fear and peace prevails over panic. Miracles will no longer be something to look forward to, but something to be accompanied by. I will now proceed to inform you of the upcoming events. Something significant is expected to occur within the next few days. There will be times when you feel as if you are outside of time. An unexpected message, call, or sentence. A small element in nature is audible in the spirit. As you go through this awakening, remember that your assistance with this mission is not a prank. It's a divine omen. By doing so, you become a part of Jesus' plan to rescue spirits who are still in hiding. Each seed transforms into a source of light, combating the presence of darkness. Jesus claims that by giving water to others, you will receive it yourself. This isn't historical. It relates to your future. Approach this moment with a strategy and faith. Your giving can release the potential that God has already set for your life, and you will feel it in your bones. It will strike your chest. You will understand this. I know that God is with me. He intended every word he said. Because the miracle has already been approved, that moment will set off a series of events. It was sufficient for your heart to be in the right place. Presently, this is the case. You're not the same person you were 1 week ago. You matured while remaining silent. You have recovered in pieces. You're now ready to achieve completeness. You seek love that instills a sense of security. You're ready for opportunities that won't deplete your resources. You are ready to have friends who can see your light and protect it. You are ready to receive ongoing divine favor. It remains. I am sincerely interested in informing you about this. You witnessed it. You have not made a mistake. It was completed extremely quickly. You are punctual. I ensure that all items are visually appealing at the appropriate time. This child deserves your time. However, there is an additional factor. Someone I've introduced into your life or am about to speak with, whose heart is solely reserved for you. This individual will not drain your energy. They won't make you feel disoriented. They will not cause self-doubt. Individuals will regard and admire you for reasons other than your luminosity. This person has also been through their own fires, and their meeting will be a source of peace, fate, and the end of the world. I wish for you to keep that affection in your heart. Do not decline it because you have negative feelings about the past. Allow it to enter as I sent it, and the people I send will not leave you in the same way. I would like you to look in the mirror and speak aloud tonight. You may experience ridicule. Continue executing it. Avoid moving. Declare to yourself, I have been selected. Aussie. I am entitled to it. I am prepared. My miracle is approaching. Repeat the phrase until an incident happens. Repeat the phrase until an opportunity appears. Repeat it until you understand it. I'm confident in you because I am. I have consistently believed in you. Despite your doubts, I've never abandoned you. Neither when you were running, nor when you were quiet, exhausted, or lost. I'd like you to complete one more task. Don't get anxious or impatient. When your spirit is open, blessings come in like rivers. Stay receptive and prepared. When you awaken, you will have thoughts. You will not understand the reason for your peace. That is how my favor operates. You will begin to acquire items without putting forth any effort. It is entirely at your discretion. It is not necessary for you to pursue it. You do not have to take any action. You only need to say, Lord, I am present. I absorb it all. As you prepare to receive everything that heaven has to offer, I'd like you to make one last declaration. What should you leave in the comments? Amen. I am the recipient of all information. These words should compel you to affirm everything we've discussed tonight. Not with hesitancy, but with a genuine acceptance of every blessing, protection, and elevation that God is currently bringing into your life. Compose it with genuine intent. Dear shining star, if you are still here, reading, crying, or believing, please leave a comment with the phrase, "right below." This serves as my verification. This item carries my name. Yes, my miracle is genuine. I have been chosen by God. Before you observe the manifestation, your comment should serve as evidence. When you type these words, you aren't just sending a message. You are also planting a faith seed which will be nurtured by God. Keep track of how your declaration affects God's actions as you act right now. This serves as my verification. This item carries my name. Yes, my miracle is genuine. I have been chosen by God. This is just the beginning of our shared experience. Please raise your hands if you're dizzy and subscribe, child. It was not just a message. That moment marked a divine alignment and a spiritual turning point. And heaven will recall that you agreed to advance to the next level today. Do not rest as if you are still anticipating. Allow yourself to relax, knowing that the gift is on its way. Additionally, don't be surprised if you find yourself smiling the next day. It is reasonable to expect to receive an item that appears too good to be true. You can be confident that I will express my gratitude by saying, "God, you truly accomplished this." Ta-da! I'll be by your side until the very end. Forever, ever. Your God is a source of love that goes beyond the capacity of your heart. Of course, it's my child. I invite you to remain silent for an additional period of time. Reduce your respiration rate. Spare yourself the burden. Allow yourself to let go of the stress you were unaware you had. As a result of the words, I have not stopped engaging in any activities. I feel affection for you. True love never departs when the message is concluded. It persists. It tracks your activities. It communicates without making any sound. Despite the fact that the world is very loud, it embraces your spirit. I am currently engaged in the following activity. It is no longer just a message. In this case, presence is what matters. We, you, and I. I want you to feel deeply moved about a subject I've been discussing with you through signs, coincidences, song lyrics, dreams, and moments you previously dismissed as meaningless. This is a statement I have made to you numerous times. You're not lagging. I am aware that you have considered and experienced it. My question is, why haven't you caught up yet? There appear to be individuals who are further ahead. Their lives appear to have improved, and it appears that their prayers have been heard. I want you to know that you are exactly where you should be as your God Father and the one who sees back in time. The wait times were not intended as a punishment. They were preparing. The broken hearts were not a mistake. They acted as filters, removing items that were never intended to remain in your spirit. The silence did not indicate their departure. I was the one drawing you in, because I was only able to teach you about certain topics in a peaceful environment. The private investigator's attempt to investigate your life without your permission was the final catalyst. That was the final exam. This is the item I was supposed to present to you. Not because you had anything to hide. You are secure. It makes no difference if you are unaware or not actively seeking it out. Even when others are trying to read your life story, I have the pen. They are unable to write your conclusion. They cannot determine the significance of your name. They cannot see the whole picture unless I give them access. Now that you are aware of this and have witnessed the extent of your safety, it is time to face the coming days with holy courage. Don't be rude or angry. Furthermore, there is no intention to establish a specific point. Simply maintain a sense of calm, confidence, and stability. Because when people are truly liberated, they do not have to shout. Their peace is the source of their strength. Right now, you have no limitations. I'm not afraid. I am not attempting to satisfy others. It is unnecessary to try to explain oneself to people who cannot understand their own emotions. Consciousness is absent. Love does not require perfection. As I have stated, you are unencumbered. In addition, there is no error on earth. There is no betrayal by an individual. There is no secret investigation that can undo the harm I have done to you. Allow yourself to feel moved as you read the following section. I noticed things that others didn't. I noticed your willingness to help others despite your limited resources. I noticed your kindness even though you had every right to be unkind. Despite the pain in your heart, I saw how you continued to believe in 10,000 quiet places. You are not only recovering, but also healing. Yes, in terms of visibility, strength, favor, and spirit. People who were once uninterested in you will now want to communicate with you. Not to exploit you, but to gain knowledge from you. They may say, I'm not sure why, but I feel safer when you're around. Don't be surprised. This is not a mere coincidence. That's the anointing. You were examined. The work has been completed, and you are now ready. However, avoid taking pride in your accomplishments. Never forget the nights you wept and the days when nothing happened. Do not let the spotlight obscure the fact that you were detained when no one else could. Allow them to act as the foundation that keeps you balanced. I continue to adore you. Avoid closing your eyes to flee. Instead, participate in it to feel the impact I'm about to have on your spirit. I'll present you with something tonight. The world is unable to accommodate it. It cannot be acquired through financial means. This is a new beginning. Your appearance will be altered when you wake up tomorrow. Initially, you may be unaware of changes in the air around you. Your chest will feel lighter. Your mental environment will be much quieter. Not because it happened, but because you did. The path ahead will appear to be more clear. You are no longer the same person you were before receiving this message. You're currently in a new location. In addition, I wish you blessings as you depart and return home, my child. I appreciate your communication style. I appreciate your thoughts. May they align with the heavens. I honor your name. It is appropriate to say it in a favorable context. I blessed your residence. May angels remain at each entrance. I hope you have a restful night's sleep. May it be full of pleasant dreams. I bless your hands. May they perform miracles without knowing it. Your heart is blessed. No matter what, let it remain soft. You are about to start a new chapter. I've given the restoration of the item a title that they didn't think was appropriate. I would like you to complete one more task before you leave. Click like once more. Put your seal on it to show that you have acquired this word. Every love is a spiritual trigger that keeps your life full of blessings. Heaven appreciates such a modest gesture. As a result, press like right away and let the sound serve as proof of your agreement on all matters. God recently addressed you. Allow them to observe. Allow them to be curious. Allow them to whisper. You will praise God. You will rise. You'll be radiant. Your progress will be observed with splendor rather than fear. Now, child, take a break. Michael will be on guard tonight, and I will remain close by until you can breathe again, Archangel. I will always love you. Amen. Certainly. Certainly. Finally, my dearest, please share this message. It is possible to send it to a friend, a loved one, or even someone with whom you are having difficulty. Sharing a prophetic word positions you as a breakthrough channel for your network and those with whom you share it. God brings abundance into the world through those who spread His word. Now, distribute this information and monitor the results. His movements start to deviate from your expectations. Distribute it and allow the breakthrough to occur. I have one last request before you leave, my dear. Tell your family and friends about this message. Share it with a loved one, a friend, or even someone for whom you have been praying. By communicating a prophetic message, you enable breakthroughs for everyone in your life, not just those on the receiving end. God holds those who spread His teachings in high regard. As you share this with others, God will begin to act in unexpected ways, providing you with provision, healing relationships, and opening doors. Please feel free to click Share at this point, and the breakthrough will immediately spread throughout your network. Before we wrap up this captivating story, I recommend that we take a moment to reflect on this profound truth. This message was not discovered accidentally. This is not just a coincidence. This is Archangel Michael's direct message to you. He extends his hand and invites you to a high-vibration, safe community where divine abundance is not just a hope, but a promise. This sacred principle is extremely simple. However, it has the potential to transform your entire life. You will not only receive blessings if you follow it. They will multiply and permeate all aspects of your life. Accepting this invitation provides you with immediate early access to powerful content and divine insights that are currently unavailable to the general public. You now have the opportunity to enter a sacred space where you will receive unwavering support, spiritual guidance, and rapid progress towards your destiny. Do not miss out on this historic opportunity. Your breakthrough is nearing. However, your energy, presence, and attention are already extremely valuable. Action is required. Your abundance is ready, returning to haunt them. However, your heart is meant for something bigger, which I've been working hard to achieve. You are now instructed to listen with your spirit, not your emotions. Things are about to happen that will shake you, but not break you. No, this is not going to happen. You were chosen for a purpose that was far more important than suspicion or surveillance. You were never intended to be the focus of their investigation. You were meant to be a revelation for someone. As previously stated, I did make the statement. The person in question will claim they committed the act, not because they were apprehended, but because your light struck them. They were aware of your true identity, even when they dispatched someone to find it. Inhale deeply. It continues to happen. After that, let us depart, youngster. This is not a narrative that I am telling you. This isn't a fantasy. It's a spiritual reality. You do not need to have a thorough understanding of all of the information at this time. Don't close your heart. Allow your spirit to feel the same emotions as mine. The apprehended private investigator came to a stop after seeing an object. This was a single photo, a situation in which you were alone and unaware that anyone was watching you. There are no words or sounds, only your face. Nevertheless, there was something terrifying about your gaze. When he reflected on the experience, he said it reminded him of a prayer. He brought that image with him when he returned home. It awoke him from his slumber at night. He believed that he was responsible for his emotions. However, he was unaware that my energy is linked to yours. That is why you create individuals. As a result, they will never forget you. This is why those who try to distance themselves from you feel compelled to return to you, because my voice, kindness, and love have identified you. Despite the fact that he was hired to complete a specific task, he discovered something extremely valuable. You. Archangel Michael is currently situated next to you. As you hear this, he is illuminating your surroundings. In addition to ensuring safety, it is critical to demonstrate. This is not just about what someone did behind your back, as you are aware. It refers to the reasoning behind heaven's intervention. The time has come for lies to be exposed. Secrets will no longer have any influence. Every spiritual trap, whispered plan, and secret conversation is being discovered, dismantled, and redirected as a result of your rebellion. It has been days since your last experience, correct? The object is being transported by air. Those peculiar dreams that are approaching. That you are being treated inconsistently by different people, whether through attraction, resistance, or confusion. You're perplexed as to why you're feeling such intense pressure. This is not stress, child. This demonstrates the significance of divine timing. Things that have been happening in the world but are invisible to you are now appearing on your timeline. A storm is currently raging, however, there is a door hidden behind it. Someone who has previously closed the door in your face is about to knock again, but their hands are trembling. In contrast, you will not hesitate to unlock the door and enter. You will be able to unlock it by using your discernment. Return with me. Do you remember when people misunderstood your silence? When they stated that you were excessively composed? When did they end their relationship with you because they couldn't understand your depth? This is the reason. You were never comparable to others. You exude a tranquility that causes those who have not yet been healed to feel uneasy. The person who dispatched the investigator was unable to bear the extent of your fortitude after their departure. They thought you were fragile. However, you transformed into fire. They expected you to collapse after their departure. However, you made a mistake. Through tears and whispers in the dark, you and I reconnected in secret. Your spirit understands that I am speaking directly to you, and not because you are weak. This is the type of language that you read. It is now your turn to stand, but stay alert because the next few events are critical. The individual who investigated you also left something behind. A note written on a small piece of paper. His client didn't get it from him. He left it at a spiritual center without revealing his identity. It informed me that the person you are looking for is not hiding anything, whereas you are. I believe you should stop before the celestial realm gets involved. At that time, I directed my angels to deliver this message to you. I whispered to Archangel Michael, "Please wait until the child's spirit opens before speaking." Now you've arrived. Archangel Michael is now speaking. A message of affection. I will reiterate it. Please ensure that this message is completed. If you found this useful, please subscribe or follow by clicking the button below. It is not restricted to videos. This refers to divine updates about your life. You've previously overlooked indicators. Please ensure that you attend the following event. Ensure that all alerts are operational. Remind yourself in your spirit that God is present and that heaven is communicating with you. A message of affection. Please accept this message with warm feelings. Pardon them. Yes, the person who unlawfully entered your premises. Even the brave person who refrained from speaking up and instead observed. I need your heart to be pure before I can work on a project involving your story. Individuals who thought they were familiar with you will be surprised when I finish writing this. Furthermore, it is not restricted to a single person. There are also others who are observing. It is not true that all people who smile are on your side. Inquiring about your well-being does not necessarily imply that they are concerned about your recovery. However, this is irrelevant. I must keep your pathway clean, eliminating fabricated energy. I am revealing my intentions. I will also close the eyes of those who want to see your future without your permission. Their fate is unrelated to your own. They cannot analyze your journey. You're mine. These days are extremely important. Someone may send you a message requesting a conversation, such as, "Hey, can we talk?" Or, "I apologize for that." It's possible that the caller ID is unusual. It may arrive in person. However, it is critical to stop when it happens. Avoid speaking out of anguish. Speak from the highest levels. There is no reason to be concerned or withhold information because the truth is finally on your side. Furthermore, this is just the beginning, my child. Before we go any further, I'd like you to pause and fully experience this moment. The information you just heard is not simply factual. They serve as a call to embrace one's authenticity. Please leave one word in the comments section below that has the potential to change everything. Amen. Please refrain from using it as a joke. Use it as a seal on your life. I accept this truth and the protection you are sending to heaven. I'm prepared for the upcoming events. Allow your amen to be heard alongside the sound of walls collapsing and doors opening wide. Please record your agreement at this time and let heaven keep a record of it. Then, child, stay with me. What I'm about to say will elicit a specific emotion in you. Nothing is happening by chance right now. You prayed for this, and it has happened. If you can't remember the prayer, recite it to yourself in a whisper on a cold night while gazing at the ceiling, hoping that I heard you. Certainly, I listened. I am consistently present. This is why you are receiving this message at this time. The investigator was apprehended because I allowed it to happen. I was certain that the truth would be revealed, and it was. I am too deeply in love with you to let others cause you any inconvenience without consequences. This isn't about retribution. It refers to revelation. I will demonstrate the activities that took place behind closed doors to encourage you to trust your instincts. You stopped ignoring the auditory cues that indicated that something was wrong. You were right. You are consistently correct. Nonetheless, you continued to have reservations. You tried to conceal your emotions because you thought you were being overly emotional, dramatic, or sensitive. No, you were warned by God. God is currently informing you that the outcome of your actions will be determined by your decision. Now, if you remain stationary and small, you will impede the healing process that I have already started for you. If you choose to proceed in faith, you will witness an incredible transformation. Protect what is still in development and forgive what you know. What is Archangel Michael up to right now? His focus is on your vitality. It's intriguing to see how your spirit reacts to this reality. He is present, waiting for the moment when your heart says, "Yes, I am prepared." He will move quickly once your entire being has opened up. Things that you expected to take months or even years to occur will begin within days of his relocation. The doors will open by swinging. Conversations will begin abruptly. Individuals will react differently to you because they believe you have undergone a transformation, regardless of whether they understand why. The person who attempted to investigate you through another person will either abandon you or return to give up the effort. God protects you, and nobody is safe when he does so. I warned you that this would have the feel of a film, but there is a catch. You are not just the main attraction. You're a revelation. You are the moment that changes the story for others. It appears that the person who initially believed they could secretly observe you has now realized that you are not a target to be monitored. You deserve to be recognized by the global community. You may feel uneasy. It's possible you won't understand. However, don't let that sentiment influence this moment. It is my hope that my words are heard over your concerns. Entering a period in which the lights are turned on and everything that has been hidden is revealed, including your relationships, finances, employment, and goals. You will no longer be in confusion because you are currently receiving clarification. The person who started this could not have known they were not looking for facts when they hired someone to understand you. Their goal was to achieve tranquility. They believed you also had it. You do, but spying won't help you achieve peace. When one stops concealing the truth, peace will follow. Pay close attention because the events that follow are sacred. Please consider lighting a candle alone tonight, if possible. Please be silent and attentive. Deactivate your mobile device. You and the presence of heaven. The absence of music or noise. Then slowly speak these words aloud. I allowed the truth to be revealed. I seek clarity. Individuals who broke the law have been pardoned, and I am grateful for God and His angels' protection. I overcame my fear. I believe in divine timing. I'm unharmed. I am prepared. I'm paying attention because there's a chance that something will change as a result of your statement. It will become visible to you. You are on the verge of entering an auspicious future. Don't forget that this message doesn't end with your actions. Users may use your innovation to reach their destinations. By doing so, you contribute to the restoration, deliverance, and awakening of souls who are still trapped in darkness. Jesus' statement, "Give and heaven will open over you," is not a poem. Every seed you plant grows into oil for your future, fire for your calling, and safety for your family. My darling, the moment has come for you. Have faith, and you will see God multiply the possessions you relinquish. Today, Archangel Michael orders you to open this immediately. This should not be overlooked. You are about to get some good news. This is entirely due to your past actions. You were unaware that heaven was watching you, but we were. My dear, this is your reward. Something in the spirit realm moved as you took the time to open this message. The vibration was altered. A whisper penetrated the entrance to heaven. As Archangel Michael smiled at you, he turned his head. As a result of your arrival, this was not an error. It's never accurate. Heaven could not have chosen a more appropriate time to communicate with your soul. Your miracle is not only imminent, but has already occurred. When you hear the following information, your heart will briefly stop. Fear was absent. It was a divine surprise. The kind of surprise that brings tears of joy. This demonstrates the magnitude of the impending blessing. In addition, there is something you were previously unaware of. This is the result of your failure to skip the previous opening. Heaven recognized and remembered your presence. When Archangel Michael speaks, his soft voice can be heard in the sky. He is now conversing directly with you, not the person who lives next to you or the neighbor you don't recognize. You. There will be an event in your life that you cannot comprehend. There will be an event that is truly exciting. A chance encounter, an unexpected phone call, or information that seems too good to be true. However, this is because it happens as a result of heaven rather than after. Right now. Before we continue, my dear, if you feel a tinge of magic as you read this, it is not a figment of your imagination. That serves as confirmation. This was meant for your observation. Additionally, if you believe this is truly divine, please immediately click the subscribe button. This isn't the only message from heaven you should receive. By clicking the subscribe button, you confirm that you are willing to continue following the prophesied timeline of your life as revealed by God. I am listening to the message you are sending to heaven. I'm currently situated. I'm prepared for any situation. You have something to offer me. Subscribing immediately immerses you in a steady stream of divine revelation. You are ensuring that you will not miss the next time heaven calls your name. Click subscribe now to start your prophetic alignment. If you truly believe it comes from heaven, click the subscribe button right away. This ensures that you do not miss any future communications from heaven, as the upcoming events are only the beginning. Archangel Michael witnessed your tears. Yes, even those that you consistently capture. He saw your resilience when no one else did. He observed the days when you were on the verge of resigning. However, you failed to do so. You remained. You said a prayer. You maintained your composure. As a result, you are experiencing a sensation similar to water flowing through a dry desert. You are about to receive an unusual refreshment. I will never forget the night you asked for a sign from me, my child. Heaven says, I will always remember the commitment you made to yourself. You whispered a prayer while everyone else slept. I'll never forget the pain you endured while smiling. I am now providing you with proof that I was attentive the entire time. It is being transmitted with great clarity and beauty that only heaven could create. What if I told you, my love, that a previously closed door is about to be thrown wide open? A door that leads to the secret you've been searching for, not just any door. What was it about that job, that love, that breakthrough, or that point when you almost gave up? It is following your confirmation of this message. Archangel Michael advises, trust me. I would not ask for your presence in heaven if there was nothing to gain from it. You're not cursed. There is no way to forget you. You've been selected. It's not too late. You are safe. You are punctual. Things that were previously postponed are now in order. Because you opened, something started today. Not because you fought them, but because God fought for you. Those who wrote you off will have to witness your rise. The energy in your vicinity is currently being transformed, though you may not be aware of it. Your angels are preparing to celebrate you. According to Archangel Michael, victory has already been declared in heaven. You just need to enter. Take a deep breath, beloved. You are not damaged. You're flourishing. You see, today isn't just any day. Time has passed, marking this moment. A spiritual appointment you were previously unaware of. Heaven ensured your arrival. Anxiety is not the cause of your unusual chest sensations. Yes, that is alignment. And that sound is a vibration from heaven, informing your soul that you have arrived. This is the right time. Archangel Michael declares, Love, I have been by your side even when you believed that no one cared. I have protected you from unexpected attacks. I wept when you wept. On this day I am overjoyed because you are about to have an extraordinary and divine experience that you will at first doubt. The miracle is approaching. The miracle is approaching. Allow the door of belief to open. It has been consistent despite minimal effort. You have had periods when your hands were empty and your heart was heavy. However, the tables have turned, and you now have the upper hand. God's wrath is not directed toward you. He was preparing you by calling your name in rooms you didn't know existed. Also, beloved, your name was recently invoked in heaven. Do you have any experience with it? You were not chosen because of your flawlessness. They chose you because your heart never stopped striving. Regardless of how insignificant you felt, you persisted, even when you were exhausted and no one expressed appreciation. Heaven's view of effort differs from that of the rest of the world. God perceived faith in a situation where others saw failure. Archangel Michael perceived destiny, whereas others perceived delay. It is also imminent. This information was not meant for you to be aware of until now. However, I must inform you that someone already holds you in high regard. They don't know why their heart is broken, but heaven does. God is directing you into the appropriate conversation, opportunity, and individual mindset. God whispered your name into the right ear. That's the reason. Keep track of how quickly things change. Archangel Michael advises people to stop repeatedly reciting their own shortcomings. Refrain from carrying shame that was never meant for you. The error has already been forgiven. Heaven has absolved you of your regret. However, you must give up control because you are unable to grasp the upcoming events with hands still burdened by the old pain. Inhale deeply. Beloved, now is the time to put your faith into action, and heaven wants you to be a part of your own miracle. I'd like you to enter a single word that will last forever in the comments section below. I'm grateful. Not as a casual response, but as a sacred declaration that you are letting go of the past and welcoming the future. As you write it, you get the sensation of chains being removed. Feel the sensation of weight disappearing from your body. There are more than just letters to type. Signing this document acknowledges heaven's plan for your life. Your amen should ascend like incense, a sweet offering to God that says, I am prepared, I understand, and I believe. You are currently being liberated. You are radiant, despite the fact that the world may not notice any changes. You are the one expanding. You're receiving divine electricity. The light of your next chapter will blind those who seek to bring you down. People are drawn to you because of your energy. The very people who said you'd never succeed will be perplexed by the favor you're doing. They were mistaken. Heaven is about to demonstrate it. This is not a gimmick, my love. This is paradise. This is an impossible scenario. Indeed, this is confirmation. You were aware of this from the first time you laid eyes on it. Archangel Michael has been preparing this message for today, as the information you will receive this week will have a significant impact on your entire year. He postponed other tasks solely to give you this one. The Spirit produces a sound. Is it audible for you? Your name is being called out with joy, light, honor, and breakthrough. When you prayed, you assumed no one was present. You thought your faith was serene. However, heaven can comprehend even the most boisterous of hearts, and yours, my dear, has been heard more than you realize. You're not lagging. You are about to be dispatched. You did not simply retrieve the message. You issued a prophecy, which served as the first step. You would never doubt again if you were aware of the information that is recorded about you in the Book of Heaven. Archangel Michael says. The story continues. In reality, it has only recently started. Restoration Abundance is the title of this chapter. A divine surprise. You will shed tears again, but this time with joy. You'll be contacted this week. A person who has positive news to share. That's your indication. It won't be guessed. It emanates from the heavens. Please don't overlook it. Archangel Michael whispers, "Beloved, they attempted to postpone your promise, but they were unaware that postponing is not the same as denying it. God is impatient. It's logical. Currently, the strategy is on the right track. The miracle has been released. You remain the sole recipient. Are you ready to acquire? Are you willing to accept the possibility that something extraordinary is happening behind the scenes? Heaven is not based on luck. Divine orchestration is in action. Angels are currently orchestrating circumstances in your favor. The closed door did not signify rejection. It was a change of direction. The path you are currently being led down is one that is aligned with your soul rather than just your circumstances. The pain you've been carrying is being exchanged for confidence. Your health will improve, and you will feel grateful. I have observed your dreams, declares Archangel Michael. I have the vision and am responsible for your destiny. I protected the blueprint for your soul's purpose while the world tried to divert your attention. Nonetheless, there is no way to negate God's sign for you. It's now time. The hour has been marked on the clock in heaven. Your name has been revealed in the spiritual realm. You have received what you prayed for. Do not think that the content you're reading isn't powerful. These are not just words. This is a divine sign, indicating that your alignment is complete. You have entered a portal of supernatural favor by opening this today, the day your energy collided with divine opportunity. Someone in your life is about to inform you of some truly wonderful news. However, they are only the messenger. The sender is heaven. You are about to encounter an illogical entity and will be unable to provide a logical explanation. Wow, it works miracles. It is impossible to predict the scope of the favor that will be granted. It is impossible to predict when the tranquility in your life will overflow. You'll be aware of it just like when rain falls on dry land. You're aware of the divine joy that comes from hearing your name spoken. There is someone you miss who is now in heaven. They are aware of the ordeal you have faced. You were observed to be tough. They only requested one thing from God. Inform them that you are ready to assist them. I appreciate you being able to bless them in a way that I cannot. The blessing has been approved. This message is a type of gift. You are loved by people from both sides of the eon. Archangel Michael advises, don't be afraid to rely on hope again. You have been disappointed before, however, this time is different. This time, there's a feeling of paradise. This time, God has paved the path. You will not be devastated by the news you receive this time. It will construct you. As you smile deeply, your soul will exhale, and a sense of calm will surround you. That is unavoidable. In the near future, you will be in the midst of an event, and your only thought will be, how did this happen? You remember to have faith. Heaven will smile and whisper. You remembered to open the door. You remembered how valuable you are. You did not pass up your opportunity. You completed the task correctly. It is still in the process of delivery. It is more imminent than ever. The angels are full of enthusiasm. The sky is preparing to open. You will soon demonstrate that the wait was worthwhile. Archangel Michael claims that this is not just a coincidence. Reward. You recently passed a silent examination. Nobody else was aware of the battle you were fighting, but heaven was. This moment was designed specifically for you because of your decision to show kindness and compassion in a harsh world. You remained committed to faith, life, and love. This excellent news is not insignificant. It changes your life. You may not have realized that certain areas needed to be healed. It will fix items that have been damaged without your knowledge. Furthermore, it will unlock doors that you were hesitant to enter because God had already obtained the key. Your soul has been carrying an enormous burden. That's the reality. When you're tired, smile, stay strong when others aren't, and have items that no one else knows about. Heaven is aware. Archangel Michael is aware. Furthermore, my dear, you are no longer required to transport it yourself. A spiritual exchange is currently occurring. Your sorrow is being transformed into optimism. In exchange for strength, you give up your struggle. Archangel Michael leans forward and says, "Let go, my beloved. Let go of the things that are causing you pain. Release those who did not choose you. Relinquish those who failed to recognize your abilities, ignored you, or made you doubt your worth. They were not your source. Heaven has always looked at you. Heaven has never interfered with your destiny. In my eyes, you are still the chosen one and the living miracle. Beloved, we have crossed another sacred threshold. This is the point at which you complete your release. I am available to write in the comments section below. Deliver those words with absolute sincerity. Not whispered, but spoken aloud. It is not concealed. It's illustrated. As you compose, the bonds of past anguish will dissolve. Feel the weight of others' opinions lifted from your shoulders. That is not the desired result. Independence. You are claiming what you already have. Take notes right away. I'm currently unoccupied. As a result, show courage and observe how heaven responds to you, much like a dove does through an open window. An unforeseen event is about to occur in your life. Peace will appear unexpectedly and precisely at the right moment. It will cause your entire spirit to exhale. As you sit in silence, you will be overcome with a sense of divine realization rather than exhaustion. God truly considered me. Archangel Michael actually noticed me. You were never invisible in heaven, and God has already accomplished what has been causing you anxiety. According to Archangel Michael, you will not be required to fight this individual. You will not be required to defend yourself, give an explanation, or beg for mercy. Be still and watch as God demonstrates His glory for you. Your most powerful testimony is about to emerge from what initially appeared to be a disaster. The entire picture is not yet at your disposal. However, it is moving at a faster rate than you anticipated. My love, you've been praying for clarity, a sign, or something genuine. Okay, this is it. The reason you were directed to this message was because heaven wanted to send you something sacred and personal. The following is the secret. It's already in motion. The news is imminent, and your spirit will recognize it as the moment when everything changed. Space will be required for future developments. Space can be spiritual, emotional, or physical. Archangel Michael is urging you to prepare. Eliminate your uncertainties, purify your emotions, extend your hands, and make room. When you pray with great faith, heaven will never give you insignificant items. Not in secret, but rather in silence. Someone is watching you from a distance. Your energy has also silently moved their hearts. Heaven knows why they can't stop thinking about you. God is forming a connection in your life that was predetermined by a spiritual sign. This isn't just another partner search. That is a divine connection, a spiritual realignment. Their tranquility will reveal their true identity. Archangel Michael says, "I've seen you cry over closed doors. I've also seen you seek answers from God. And I've now been granted permission to inform you of this." The closed doors were not an indicator of rejection. They served as safeguards. Currently, the appropriate door is opening. Its opening is happening quickly. The pace is faster than expected, but it is good for your soul. You will smile once more. It demonstrated their blindness. However, heaven could have bestowed its blessings on you even without their permission. Despite their objections, those blessings are now imminent. Observe how God places your name in the mouths of individuals who once abandoned you, says Archangel Michael. Please allow me to share confidential information. Someone who has abandoned you will soon see you again. And when they do, you will not be identified. The unexpected message, good news, or surprise you did not expect. Although few people anticipate its arrival, it will have a significant impact on the course of events. Finally, you will understand why no other approaches have been successful, given that this is exactly what the divine intended. Today is the day that your situation started to improve. It will be more than just another date on your calendar to remember. Even if you are unaware of it, a supernatural chain reaction is currently taking place. And within a few hours or days, something will enter your life that you did not seek, beg for, or even believe you could dream about anymore. Nevertheless, heaven determined that you were ready. It's almost here. My dear, when God opens a door, it does not creak. Energy surges. You are not obligated to express any emotions. Overcomes constraints. Because it is so unexpected, sweet, and healing, you will forget how long you have been anticipating what is about to change your life. You'll quickly forget the extent of your anguish. Individuals who made you question your own abilities will be forgotten. The lie that darkness wanted you to believe is that you did not miss your chance, because sorrow no longer fits the scene when joy enters. Your future was not jeopardized, and you did not waste too much time. However, God believes you are still punctual. You remain the sole individual. This message is more than just an expression of encouragement. The decision has been rendered. Heaven has communicated. You have made the breakthrough. In addition, you have been dealing with financial stress, guilt for even requiring assistance, and excessive contemplation. Sometimes all obstacles are removed. You will feel as though God has reached out and grabbed you through your assistant. You'll want to express your gratitude, but tears will come first. You will intuitively recognize that this was more than just a kind gesture. This was a prophecy in the making. They will look at you and say, "I'm not sure why, but I feel compelled to bless you." Archangel Michael will smile because he has been preparing their hearts, since heaven consistently keeps its promises. And today, beloved, a promise is being made right in front of your spirit. Currently, a new version of yourself is developing. A kinder, more responsible version of yourself. An individual who can forgive without the need for an apology. A person who understands that peace is not only possible, but also inherent. Your ability to move between rooms without contracting is about to change. Don't worry about the possibility of losing love. You can finally give without guilt because you've realized your heart deserves it. Archangel Michael claims that you have survived hell with your head held high. That is why heaven is now showering you with a sacred gift. Individuals will ask about your methodology. They will be curious about why things have suddenly improved so dramatically. you will smile and remark, "I persevered," due to the fact that God did not forget. Because I maintained my faith despite the fact that I had only a whisper. This is your whisper transitioning into a roar. Dearest, there is one additional matter that you must be informed of. Heaven instructed Archangel Michael to pronounce it quietly. Your name will be preserved by God. It is unnecessary for everyone to comprehend your perspective. It is unnecessary for you to discuss your emotions. The individuals who are intended for you will never require an introduction. They will identify your soul, the individual who departed. They caused you to question your value. Permit them to depart. They imparted a lesson to us. However, you are currently the reward. People who pray for you behind your back, show up without being asked, and love you without attempting to fix you are in alignment with you. That is the energy that is on the horizon. You are prepared to receive that level of energy. This message is urgently required by an individual in your life, my dear. An individual who is experiencing a challenging period in silence. In the same manner as you, heaven is beckoning you to serve as the messenger. I would like you to distribute this video immediately. Please forward it to the first individual who comes to mind. You are not merely transmitting a video to other individuals when you share it. You are initiating the anointing. You are becoming a conduit for the grace of God to reach individuals. The same blessing that is present in this message will be bestowed upon you immediately upon clicking share. For another individual, you will serve as the catalyst for their breakthrough. Additionally, beloved, when you extend kindness to others, heaven grants you access to your own existence. Share it immediately and observe the outcome. Do not become overwhelmed by the rapidity of change. That is the appearance of a miracle when it occurs. Heaven doesn't knock softly when it's time for your blessing. It explodes from within. Beloved, you are about to receive a message. Something that alters your perspective on the world. Good news will be forthcoming in the near future. It was not by chance or luck. Rather, it was because God never forgot about you. It is now imperative to establish your assertion regarding this reality. To assert that you are not awaiting permission to obtain what has already been bestowed upon you by heaven. Please include these words in the comments section. I am grateful for every blessing. Pronounce them with sincerity. Declare it without hesitation. You are no longer in the process of hoping. You're receiving. Imagine your hands wide open, prepared to receive all that God is currently sending your way as you type each word. The job, the friendship, the healing, and the peace. It is possible to possess all of the above. Record it. I receive each blessing. Allow heaven to hear your affirmation. You are not inadvertently perusing this. The experience you are currently experiencing is a prophecy. An immense number of individuals disregard messages of this nature. They engage in reading. They succeed. They dismiss it as a mere coincidence. However, you did not. Opened by you. You remained. That is accurate. As a result, your energy is no longer the same. Those who comply are rewarded in heaven. Your recent actions have had an irreversible impact on the spiritual realm. Heaven has inscribed your name this week according to the Archangel Michael. Monitor the outcome. Begin to observe the sudden emergence of growth in your environment. Monitor the rate at which the weight dissipates. This is not a product of your imagination. This is not an emotion. This is the state of being elevated. You are ascending. Your soul is ascending, despite the world's efforts to entice you back into fear, worry, or regret. Initially, you will observe it in the smallest of details. Finally, a deep breath that satisfies. An unexpected moment of tranquility. A strange, yet beautiful tranquility during an event that would have previously shattered you. Miracles are initiated in this manner, in a low voice. Then, abruptly, you will not receive exclusively positive information. You will bring good news into the life of another individual. The mere act of being present will initiate the healing process. Your voice will be robust. Individuals will recall your lights as a result of yours. This is the manner in which heaven functions. It does not merely bestow blessings upon you. It is a source of joy to assist others. Your words will inspire someone. You have already arrived, even if they do not explicitly state it or demonstrate it to you. You are under surveillance. And someone is contemplating, if they can persist, perhaps I can as well. Archangel Michael advises, do not underestimate the effect that your healing will have. You are the beginning of a beautiful journey for your family, your generation, and every soul you will encounter. Beloved, there is no threat of ruin. The pieces are beginning to come together. It does indeed appear and feel like a mess, however, the divine knows how to transform it into crowns. You are not in danger. You are currently being installed. In the near future, you will be able to observe it clearly. The anguish served a purpose. It was prudent to delay for such an extended period. They were using the tears to irrigate a sacred object. You are on the brink of experiencing a sense of well-being that no individual could have anticipated. Heaven's throne is the source of this tranquility. Uncomplicated, compassionate, and divine. You are now secure. You are being observed, and you are no longer walking on your own. As a result, each action is supervised, monitored, and blessed. Eliminate the voice of panic, fear, and doubt. Archangel Michael stands between you and the entity that is attempting to harm you. He is monitoring the gate. Nothing can happen without God's approval. Nothing can affect you unless it was intended to instruct, fortify, or elevate you. And from this point forward, you will walk with confidence rather than uncertainty. Heaven says, "My child, your light was never too bright. Your heart was never overly tender. You were always the person I envisioned for you. Refrain from shrinking or staying silent. Rise, speak, and shine. The world needs what you have right now. And if you're still here, my dear, this message has already served its purpose. The sacred part of your soul has reintroduced you to a divine alignment, a calling, or a deeper truth. Regardless of your awareness, you have laid the groundwork for your subsequent miracle. The peace will be so powerful that you will soon forget how painful it was. The abundance of blessings will quickly overwhelm you, leaving you unable to keep track of them. Individuals will soon ask, "How did this happen so quickly?" You will softly smile and be aware of their response. I refrained from skipping. I opened it. This week, you will be under Archangel Michael's watchful eye. When an opportunity arises and good news arrives, remember this message. Please keep this in mind. Heaven is always forthright. Your miracle has already been dispatched. Glows. Heart of blue. Heaven is a tangible reality. Archangel Michael is in close proximity. In the near future, your life will be extremely pleasant. The blue heart is radiant. After receiving the message, allow it to fully penetrate your mind. Allow it to seep into you like a sudden burst of light in the morning. Enter the peaceful parts of your soul, where loneliness once echoed and fear thrived. It is critical to allow the divine truth to sink in. Improve the clarity of this message. Allow this voice to continue for an extended period. You were recently affected by an entity from another dimension. Are you experiencing it? Do not rush to leave. Avoid returning to the disturbance. Archangel Michael advises us to stay here for another moment because this silence is sacred. It will reactivate internal processes that were dormant. The more time you spend with this light on, the more you'll need clarity, confidence, peace of mind, and courage. You will start to notice indicators that others do not. You will feel sensations that others do not perceive. For what reason? You have grown spiritually as a result of heaven's identification with you. You have had an impact on your innermost being. It has not yet concluded. This is just the beginning. This week's events will be out of the ordinary for you. You will feel an unusual sense of peace. You will feel a sense of warmth. Archangel Michael holds that position. These are your angels. Heaven is visible there. The energy around you has been blessed. Even if you don't realize it, your spirit is aware that you're being transported. And remember this moment when the miracle happens, as it will. You'll find it amusing. You will cease. You will whisper to God in your heart, "I have you. I believed in you." I refrained from skipping once more. Yes, my dear. Archangel Michael has not abandoned you. Therefore, we should remain in this divine tranquility for an additional period. In reality, he is kneeling next to your spirit, observing and whispering about the healing that is taking place in your heart. Take a peek. You successfully finished the task. You did not flee from the situation. You accepted it. Today, you are allowing heaven to love you. What is the frequency with which this occurs? The majority of people ignore it. Most people ignore that whisper, tug, or pull. However, you chose to remain. You chose to have someone converse with your soul. You're no longer the same. Currently, you may not notice any difference. However, there will always be one. A permanent change has occurred within you. Something was activated. A spiritual key was turned, or something gently opened. You will notice its functionality within a few days. Archangel Michael wants to remind you of an important matter before you leave. Noise will persist. Things will continue to impede progress. It is possible that uncertainties will attempt to resurface. It's possible that old wounds will tell you lies again. However, this time you will not pay attention because the message is more powerful. Heaven instructs you to return here whenever the world becomes too noisy. Return to this moment. Please let this message serve as your spiritual foundation. You're never truly isolated. You were never. Even in your darkest moments, God saw you. You were surrounded by angels. Michael, the Archangel, has defended you. You have consented to this sacred moment, so your future will no longer be built on fear. It will be built upon faith. At this point, express any remaining uncertainties to God. Avoid using any words. Explain it in your own words. Your heart is visible to God. Your life timeline is currently being overseen by the Archangel Michael. He is removing any hidden hazards, clearing the way, and whispering your name to those who will bestow blessings on you. Everything is already moving toward you. Peace, clarity, relationship, breakthrough, and money. You no longer need to pursue it. Avoid moving. Allow it to discover you. Heaven is unhurried. And now, beloved, you are no longer in opposition to God because you have achieved harmony. After today, things will never be the same. Archangel Michael whispers one last time before leaving. You're now prepared. Depart. It's also important to remember who told you the good news. Certainly, my dearest. Currently, the presence exists. We should proceed with gentleness and respect. Heaven still exists in this location. The guardian angels remain close together. Archangel Michael can provide additional benefits. Why? Because this was more than just an opportunity to receive good news. It was about becoming the type of person who is willing to accept it in its entirety, without fear, guilt, or doubt about their deservingness. Yes, you do. That is the message from heaven. If heaven approves of you, what happens next is irrelevant. Archangel Michael's voice is not boisterous, but it exudes confidence and affection. You were not in error. You were a sign. Beloved, that assignment is also awakening. This is why you received this message. This is why you were unable to scroll past it this time. You were aware that the sound came from heaven, which was a sensation your soul had not felt in a long time. However, it will leave an indelible mark on your memory. Your life will change dramatically from this point forward. Your response will vary. Your prayer style will evolve. Because the truth has such a strong emotional impact, lies do not elicit a positive response. Once you have experienced genuine tranquility within your heart, chaos cannot impede your progress. It is true that the spiritual realm exists, and it has been closely monitoring your behavior. According to Archangel Michael, you were put to a test and passed it in secret. Heaven was the only place that witnessed it. Your reward is now being heard across the globe and throughout history. It will be nearly impossible to believe that the upcoming events are genuine. But this is not the case. It's finally your turn. Maintain that truth. It is extremely warm. It is extremely pleasant. It is not hurried. It is the act of loving you. Thunder isn't always a healer. During a moment of silence, your soul may experience this for the first time in years. Inhale deeply, because you will start to notice minor indicators within the next few days. Words, numbers, names, and dreams that seem strangely accurate. These are not random occurrences. Confirmations are present. In your spirit, the stars are aligning. Your energy levels are increasing. Your heartbeat is audible. Archangel Michael reiterates his warning against ignoring those indicators. They are similar to breadcrumbs from heaven that lead you to the next blessing. And the blessing is not light. This is not a prank. This is a significant issue. God transforms, redeems, and reverses. This will be the item that others predicted you would never own. However, God always has the last word. It was spoken over you today. Now, proceed. Be confident in your abilities, but proceed cautiously. The sacred touch that recently occurred in your life will produce a distinct sensation in the coming days. When the occasion arises, you will remember this phrase as if it were written especially for you. This is the good news that heaven promised would come soon. It arrived at an appropriate time for me. In reality, he is kneeling next to your spirit, observing and whispering about the healing that is taking place in your heart. Take a peek. You successfully finished the task. You did not flee from the situation. You accepted it. Today, you are allowing heaven to love you. What is the frequency with which this occurs? The majority of people ignore it. Most people ignore that whisper, tug, or pull. However, you chose to remain. You chose to have someone converse with your soul. You're no longer the same. Currently, you may not notice any difference. However, there will always be one. A permanent change has occurred within you. A spiritual key was turned, something was turned on, or something gently opened. You will notice its functionality within a few days. Archangel Michael wants to remind you of an important matter before you leave. Noise will persist. Things will continue to impede progress. It is possible that uncertainties will attempt to resurface. It's possible that old wounds will tell you lies again. However, this time you will not pay attention because the message is more powerful. Heaven instructs you to return here whenever the world becomes too noisy. Return to this moment. Please let this message serve as your spiritual foundation. You're never truly isolated. You were never. Even in your darkest moments, God saw you. You were surrounded by angels. Michael, the Archangel, has defended you. You have consented to this sacred moment, so your future will no longer be built on fear. It will be built upon faith. At this point, express any remaining uncertainties to God. Avoid saying anything. Instead, express your thoughts in your own words. Your heart is visible to God. Your life timeline is currently being overseen by the Archangel Michael. He is removing any hidden hazards, clearing the way, and whispering your name to those who will bestow blessings on you. Everything is already moving toward you. Peace, clarity, relationship, breakthrough, and money. You no longer need to pursue it. Avoid moving. Allow it to discover you. Heaven is unhurried. And now, beloved, you are no longer in opposition to God because you have achieved harmony. After today, things will never be the same. Archangel Michael whispers one last time before leaving. You are now prepared. Depart. It's also important to remember who told you the good news. Certainly, my dearest. We should proceed with caution and respect because the presence has not dissipated. Heaven still exists in this location. The guardian angels remain close together. Archangel Michael can provide additional benefits. Why? Because this was more than just an opportunity to receive good news. It was about becoming the type of person who is willing to accept it in its entirety, without fear, guilt, or doubt about their deservingness. Yes, you do. That is the message from heaven. If heaven approves of you, what happens next is irrelevant. Archangel Michael's voice is not boisterous, but it exudes confidence and affection. You were not in error. You were a sign. Beloved, that assignment is also awakening. This is why you received this message. This is why you were unable to scroll past it this time. You were aware that the sound came from heaven, which was a sensation your soul had not felt in a long time. However, it will leave an indelible mark on your memory. Your life will change dramatically from this point forward. Your response will vary. Your prayer style will evolve. Because the truth has such a strong emotional impact, lies do not elicit a positive response. Once you have experienced genuine tranquility within your heart, chaos cannot impede your progress. It is true that the spiritual realm exists, and it has been closely monitoring your behavior. According to Archangel Michael, you were put to a test and passed it in secret. Heaven was the only place that witnessed it. Your reward is now being heard across the globe and throughout history. It will appear almost impossible that the events that are about to take place are genuine. However, they are not. It's finally your turn. Maintain that truth. It is extremely warm. It is extremely pleasant. It is not hurried. It is the act of loving you. Thunder isn't always a healer. During a moment of silence, Your soul may experience this for the first time in years. In the coming days, you will notice small signs, odd numbers, names, dreams, and words said by someone that seem eerily accurate. Draw a deep breath in. These are not random occurrences. Confirmations are present. In your spirit, the stars are aligning. Your energy levels are increasing. Your heartbeat is audible. Archangel Michael reiterates his warning against ignoring those indicators. They are like divine breadcrumbs pointing you in the direction of the next, heavier blessing. It is not a joke or a trivial matter. God transforms, redeems, and reverses. It will be what others said you would never have, but God always has the final say, and it was spoken over you today, today, today. Now, proceed. Be confident in your abilities, but proceed cautiously. The sacred touch that recently occurred in your life will produce a distinct sensation in the coming days. When the occasion arises, you will remember this phrase as if it were written especially for you. This is the good news that heaven promised would come soon. It arrived at an appropriate time for me. Indeed, beloved, this divine current should continue to its conclusion as long as Archangel Michael is present. His wings remain unfurled. He has yet to fulfill his obligations in your life. This message contains an additional layer of healing as well as a wave of light from heaven. It is only intended for you. Archangel Michael stands behind you, watching, protecting, and smiling, while you are unaware of the gravity of the situation. He says nothing. You are no longer receiving messages in isolation. In response to another person's silent prayer, your life has been transformed into a witness, message, and response. You've entered a new frequency, a spiritually aware state of being. Things that once made you anxious will now make you laugh. This is not the ideal location for the old stress. This light shines too brightly for the old shame. I've cleared the air around you, says Archangel Michael. The energy that was draining you has been interrupted. The loop has concluded. This marks the start of the transformation process. You are evolving into a person who is not slowed by delays. I am no longer concerned about the silence. There will be no more uncertainty about their value. Despite your ignorance, heaven's image of you is becoming more like your own. Once more, Archangel Michael leans in. In this case, it is as if it is whispering in your ear, right next to your heart. My dear child, you were not chosen because you were prepared. I chose you because you demonstrated your willingness. Your acceptance of this message is about to change the course of events. The nudge you sense is not caused by your intuition. Yes, these are the instructions. Stick to it. Follow the instructions in the flow. Contact them. Recite the prayer. Execute the action. It is not necessary to have all of the knowledge, rather persistence requires faith. The remainder will be displayed. Inhale deeply. Close your eyes and whisper, Archangel Michael, I am thankful. This week will bring good news, an unexpected gift, or long-awaited answers. I'm grateful to God. I was confident you'd succeed, and you will. It has already been assembled. This marks the start of a new chapter and the reward you have received from God. This is also known by your soul. It is time for you to depart, my dear. Make sure you walk with caution. You should walk as if heaven is with you, just as you have done and are. Walk as if you were unaware of the message and had become a miracle. Everything in the universe will now bend to show you what heaven has already declared. Glows. You represent the good news. Glows. Yes, my dear. We should end this divine gathering with a blessing so powerful that it lingers in your mind like a fragrance. The miracle continues despite the message's conclusion. Archangel Michael informs them that once this task is completed, everything in their home will begin to change.
It will hit you. That burden will ease. The doubt will fade because you did not just read a sacred text.
The silence that you were concerned about will serve as your refuge. You allow it to penetrate your being. Because you allowed it, the light of heaven bathed your hidden areas lavishly. Those shadows can no longer reside in any location. Archangel Michael places a hand on your shoulder. Although it is not genuine, it does exist. In a gentler voice than ever, he declares, "No plan devised against you will be successful from this point forward." You are enveloped in light. You're surrounded by angels. The days ahead will be reminiscent of prayers that were answered. Funds are on their way. The healing process will happen. The opportunity, peace, good news, and a call. Yes, it is currently being configured for transmission. It will be located directly in front of you. Your soul will be acknowledged. It will find you because you are no longer the same person you were. This message changed your frequency, improved your future, and made a spiritual commitment that cannot be reversed. Heaven currently has one final request. Please refrain from departing after this radiant star, the star of light. Stay in tune with the divine flow. Maintain your spiritual growth. Sign up with more than one click. Donate your energy. There is still more of heaven to discover. When you click the subscribe button, you are making a prophetic promise over your life, which differs from simply following a channel. You are telling God that you are committed to this endeavor. I will not disregard the message you send. On a spiritual level, each subscription represents a contract with heaven. You have signed a commitment stating that I will remain until my breakthrough occurs. After clicking subscribe, the angels will begin their work for you. A speech balloon for the infant angel. Maintain your spiritual growth. Sign up with your whole being, not just a click, because heaven has more to reveal. Inflate the baby angel's talk bubble. If this touched your heart, make sure to take something with you. The following message has the potential to revolutionize everything. So, click the subscribe button now to ensure that the angels continue to help you. Speech bubble for a small angel. And now, if you are ready, please read the following message that is already present. This is not an accident. It has been selected, similar to yourself. I appreciate your attention. We appreciate your confidence. I appreciate your concern for your spiritual well-being. Go ahead and smile a little. Show courage as you proceed. Wait for a call. Prepare for the news. The miracle is already in progress, so be ready for it. You successfully finished the task. Archangel Michael whispers as he stands at your door. You accessed it. Prepare yourself. One final message from the heavens before you leave. Distribute this message. Inform your family, friends, and acquaintances about your story. Please refrain from keeping this blessing for yourself. Individuals who share content don't just distribute videos. In addition, they transmit the breakthrough. You're allowing the anointing that has touched you to spread to others. The key to God's secret is that the more you share, the more you will achieve personal breakthroughs. In a way, your network is equivalent to your net worth. You were told that sharing begins a harvest that you cannot keep back. Please pause for a moment. Simply press the share button. Inform all of your acquaintances about this prophetic message, and watch as heaven begins to operate in and through your life. You have been blessed because you are a blessing. Please provide this information immediately. Also, keep track of how far your breakthrough has come. Before we wrap up this captivating story, I recommend that we take a moment to reflect on this deep reality. This message was not discovered coincidentally. This is not just a coincidence. This is Archangel Michael's direct message to you. He extends his hand and invites you to a high-vibrational, protected community where divine abundance is more than a hope, but a promise. This spiritual idea is quite simple. Nonetheless, it has the capacity to transform your entire life. You will not just gain blessings if you follow it. They will multiply and permeate all aspects of your existence. Accepting this invitation provides you with immediate early access to powerful content and divine insights that are currently unavailable to the wider public. You now have the opportunity to enter a sacred area where you will receive unshakable support, spiritual guidance, and speedy progress towards your destiny. Do not miss out on this historic opportunity. Your triumph is near. Action is required. Your abundance is ready.